Charlotte Squad! Today's story is about a king. So I thought we'd have a little chat about kings and queens. Another word for kings and queens is monarch. There you go. So in the UK, we have a queen, and she is called Queen Elizabeth. She's actually Queen Elizabeth II because 400 years ago there was another queen called Elizabeth, and she was Queen Elizabeth I. Our queen has reigned for 64 years. She's the longest reigning monarch of the UK, but she's not quite the longest reigning monarch of the world, because that was King Sobhuza II, and he was king of Swaziland for 82 years. That's a long time, huh? So our queen has got quite a long way to go until she overtakes him. Now the queen, because she's the queen and lots of people love her, they come from all over the world to come and see her. They come all the way to England to visit her house, and her house is called Buckingham Palace, as I'm sure you knew. Now lots of other people that come, they bring presents, and some of the presents they have bought the queen are animals. So the queen has a bear, and she has 2 sloths, and she has an elephant and a jaguar and some turtles. And all of those live at London Zoo. So London Zoo look after the Queen's pets for her. That's cool, huh? The Queen speaks French fluently. I mean, she speaks English too, obviously, but she can also speak fluent French. So the Queen of England speaks French. And now this might be the most interesting thing you can learn about the Queen. Are you ready? The Queen has her own YouTube channel. Wow! So, after you've finished watching this one, maybe nip over to hers and see what the Queen's up to. Perhaps she reads stories as well. The Queen's bedtime stories. Oh, I think that'd be quite good. Maybe she does do that. So, anyway, I think we're ready for a story. Today's story is King Jack and the Dragon. It is by Peter Bentley and Helen Oxenbury. Now, if you don't have this book and you would like this book, click on the link at the end and you can buy it. So are you ready? Get your teddy and snuggle down. It's time for King Jack and the Dragon. Jack, Zack and Casper were making a den, a mighty great fort for King Jack and his men. A big cardboard box, an old sheet and some sticks, a couple of bin bags, a few broken bricks. A fine royal throne from a ragged old quilt, a drawbridge, a flag, and the castle was built. "Prepare to do battle, brave knights," cried King Jack. "Protect your king's castle from dragon attack." They spent the whole day fighting dragons and beasts. Rah! No, there he is, fighting them off. And returned to their stronghold for fabulous feasts. "We'll all sleep the night in the fort," said King Jack. Then a giant came by and went home with Sir Zack. "Two can fight dragons, no problem," Jack said. Then another giant came and took Casper to bed. Wrapped up in his blanket, Jack sat on his throne. "All right then," he said. "I'll fight dragons alone." Then a strong gust of wind made the trees start to quiver. "It's nothing," thought Jack, with a hint of a shiver. A mouse scampered over the roof. Skitter-scurry. "It's nothing," thought Jack. "There's no reason to worry." "Brrrp," croaked a frog. "It's nothing," thought Jack, as he switched on his torch in the deepening black. "Too," called an owl. "It's nothing," Jack said, as he pulled up his blanket right over his head. Then suddenly, brave King Jack's heart skipped a beat. He could hear something coming, a thing with 4 feet. It was outside the drawbridge. King Jack gave a yelp. "A dragon! A dragon! Mum, Dad, help!" He wished he was anything else but a king as the drawbridge fell open and there stood the Thing. "We're sorry," smiled Mum, "if we gave you a fright, but it's time for brave kings to come in for the night." "And kings who fought dragons all day need a bath," said Dad, as he lifted King Jack off the path. "I knew you weren't really a dragon," yawned Jack, as he bravely rode home on a big giant's back. There he is, look, fast asleep. Ah, well, that was a lovely story. I think I'd quite like to build a castle and fight dragons. Maybe I'll do that later. So, if you'd like a copy of this book, don't forget to click on the link at the end. And if you like these stories, you can subscribe. So click on that afterwards as well. Right, and that's it from me. Bye, guys.